Instagram is by far the single most underrated gold mine when it comes to connecting with billionaires, millionaires, and people operating at the highest levels. And the best part is, you don't even need to have a big following for that. Now, I know it sounds like clickbait, but in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I've done it, and most importantly, how you can do it as well. Now, in the last video, I talked about the importance of personal branding, things you should watch out for, what angles you should be using, and also how to position yourself. Now, in this video, I want to dive deeper into the actual psychology behind the content and show you my own content and break it down step by step to show you exactly why it is working and why it is attracting high quality people on autopilot. All right, so this right here is my Instagram page, and the first thing you'll probably notice is the amount of followers. Once again, I don't have hundreds of thousands of followers or millions of followers. And in full honesty, the official number is probably a bit lower than that because a few years ago, somebody thought it would be super funny to buy me a few fake followers. But anyways, this just once again goes to show you that you don't need to have a huge following or become an influencer to be able to attract high quality and high value people on autopilot. Now, before I dive deeper into my content, the psychology behind it, and break it down step by step, I want you to understand a few things, right? First of all, on your Instagram page or like on your personal brand, you are the main character. And you also should always try to position yourself as the main character in your story, in your life, in your brand, right? So that means always try to have content taken off you. That's like one very important thing already, just to start off with, especially when we talk about male entrepreneurs, right? Because this video is specifically dedicated for male entrepreneurs. For girls, it's a little bit different. But anyways, right? Because what happens when you have content taken off you, it just tells people, subconsciously speaking, that you have people following you around, or like you have people taking pictures of you. So that also means that apparently you are a very important figure, because otherwise, why would people want to take pictures of you? It's pretty much exactly the same concept as with celebrities and paparazzi pretty much, right? So always try to keep that in mind. I just highly advise against doing like selfies or like whatever. I mean, if you have like one random funny shot or like whatever, cool, but like try to not do it. If you really want to do it, you can just use it in your story or like whatever. But on the post, like be very, very specific about the content, like very picky in a sense, right? That's also a very important thing. You have to be very cautious with what you put out on your content, because every single piece of content shapes the perception that people have about you and of you. And especially when you really want to build a very strong, high value personal brand, a multi-million-dollar personal brand that attracts very, very high quality, high value people, then you have to be very cautious about that, right? Keep that in mind as well. And last but not least, before I break down the actual content here, you also have to understand that at some point it's just a status game, right? Especially when you go higher in certain levels, it's all about status. Now, that's the same thing online as it is offline. Now, in the online space, if you don't have anything on your Instagram account, or like if the content that you have really does not resonate with who you are, what you do, like the level that you operate at, people just don't want to be associated with you. I can promise you, I've been in touch with people that are like 10 steps, 100 steps ahead of me, right? Multi-millionaires, billionaires. And still, when they see me, when they see what I do, my personal brand, they always are amazed, shocked. They have a lot of respect for me immediately, and they want to be associated with me because they know that when people see them with me, that also tells something about them, right? So you also have to keep that in mind. It's like really a psychology game in that regards. Now, to the content, to the actual content, right? To kind of dive deeper into that. Usually speaking, I would always advise to have a healthy mix of various things in each and every single carousel post, because that keeps things more interesting, and it also tells people that you apparently do a lot of different things. Now, this post is a little bit different because I just use the whole post to showcase one trip, right? That's a little bit different because this was a dedicated post for this trip that a friend of mine did some time ago in Bali. So that's the reason. But usually, if you just go through my content as well, I will tag it below so you can check it out. I always, as you can see right here, right, for example, to start off, social shot with like different people, like a nice background. This was in Sweden. A good friend of mine, Avery, invited me to this event. Amazing event, amazing energy. We have the limousines, we have the snowy Swedish night in the background. We have a lot of people, suits. Then we have some work-related things, right? I mean, for those of you who are in the space, you might know what kind of collaboration we had here based off the colors. like casual shots of me as well. That was a nice party a friend of mine did as well. A beautiful view over Vienna with some girls dancing. You know, it's if you really break down my content, if you really just take some time as well to go through the content, you will realize a certain pattern, right? It's always a healthy mix of various things. Females, of course, you know, beautiful females. Never heard, you know, your content as well, because of course at some point, females that you interact with also kind of tell something about your value, right? Because very beautiful woman, very interesting woman, you know, women that really have high standards as well. They wouldn't spend time with like random guys that have nothing to offer when it comes to life in general, ideas, you know, being funny, being attractive, like whatever it might be. So having beautiful women in your shots as well also can be a very, very big thing, a very important boost. Now, this also mentioned in the last video, having some like raw, like funny clips, you know, like some I don't give a shit kind of content, because again, this tells people subconsciously that you're so confident that you don't care about showing the real side of you as well. And it makes them connect way more easy with you. Same thing here. Nice Italy situation. This, for example, right? Great example, jet. I have probably like 2,000-3,000 shots of this like jet experience, because this was a client project, so naturally I have a lot of content for that as well. But what I'm trying, like the point I'm trying to make here is, I didn't pose in front of the jet with like a Louis duffel bag and like walking into the jet and being like, oh, like, you know, casual Tuesday, right? That's not what I do. First of all, because I don't want to, that's just not who I am. But second of all, the point I'm trying to make here is, if you really want to attract very high quality people that have seen a lot of success financially, or like in different life areas as well, they have seen all of those things already. They experienced those things already. You will not impress them by flexing on Instagram or like whatever, right? Again, the same thing I mentioned in the last video, you will just attract people that have no money, people that get easily hooked by seeing those things. So showing something like that, I mean, that's just literally a casual shot of me, you know, in the jet, just working on my computer, just took out my phone, took a 0.05 shot of this. That's it, right? That's it. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, don't overthink. I mean, that's not necessarily true. Let me correct myself. Like, I think probably way too much about the things that I post, but that's also why I was able to get to the position I'm in today. But what I'm trying to say is, sometimes it's better to have something not as perfect, and this makes it more perfect. That's the point I'm trying to make, right? Because you're not trying too hard, it's just casual. It gives this vibe that you really genuinely don't give a shit, and this is like your life, your lifestyle, right? And you will attract people that resonate with that, and people that have a similar approach to life, like a similar lifestyle. Same thing here. This was in France, south of France. A great trip with a few of my friends, and also like some client projects. Shot of me on the boat, some shots going to Saint-Tropez, some cigars. Nice shots of some females that I mentioned as well, girlfriends of my good friends as well. It was a great time, by the way. Helicopter shot in Monaco. Again, same thing, just a casual shot of being in the helicopter and not flexing, like walking into a helicopter or like whatever. And that's the thing, right? Same thing with the yacht. So that's like one thing, like one part of like 1,000 things I could kind of talk about right now, because there's like so many things to that. I've been in the space for like 5 or 6 years. I've a lot of things I could tell you, but also another thing to keep this, to not make this too long, pretty much, you also have to focus on the angles. I also mentioned that in the last video, and also the aesthetics to a certain extent, right? Because it's just nicer to look at content that is just appealing to the eye than content that just does not look good whatsoever. I mean, there is so much content online and on social media that if your content doesn't stick out in any shape or form, people just will not interact with it. Like, people won't want to be associated with you, right? And that's exactly, to kind of give you a quick introduction, more or less, that's exactly what we do with Social Statics. That's my high-end content and personal branding concierge service / agency. And that's exactly what we do for high net worth individuals, entrepreneurs, and also luxury brands, right? We have perfected this whole concept of personal branding at the highest level, and that's what we are offering as a service to people that value quality and that really want the best possible results without having to worry about doing anything of that by themselves. Because frankly, let's be honest here, it takes a shit ton of time, and especially if you're running businesses, like very successful multi-million or billion businesses, you just don't have the time to overthink about content and everything, right? So I will also tag this page in the description down below, Social Statics. You can check it out. We have a lot of different work that we've done for clients in the past, And that's what we do, right? We fly out to you, we do the content for you, all done for you. Now, that being said, again, I could go on and on. Just let me know down below in the comments what you want to see in the next video, what you want me to cover. I'm more than happy to talk about this topic more in depth. And if you want to work directly with me and the team, just make sure to book a free call down below. Will be the first link in the description, and we can see what we can do for you and your brand to really scale it to the highest possible level. That being said, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.